Hello, hello. I'm Mr. Monty, geometry teacher, Lewis and Clark High School. And we finally made it. Lesson 20 of our 2020 series as we're getting ready for the EOC test at the end of the month. Our last item that we want to review is special right triangles. The reason I left this for last is because, in my opinion, it speeds us up. If we remember these little tricks, these little rules, we can go a lot faster on certain problems. But you don't have to remember it. We've got SOHCAHTOA, we've got the Pythagorean theorem. We can work ourselves through any of these problems using all those other rules, all those other ideas, all those other concepts and relationships. But they do slow us down. So let's see if we can look back at these special right triangles and how it can speed us up. The first special right triangle, the 45, 45, 90. If there's one thing you remember, 45, 45, 90, that was half of a square. Oh, half a square. That means we have an isosceles triangle where both legs are equal. We can take one leg squared plus the other leg squared, and we get the square root of the hypotenuse. 1 square root of 2. Okay? Now on the cheat sheet that they give you during the test, they actually write the letter x, x, and the square root of 2, x. Okay? Just showing you the relationship that this leg, if we multiply that leg times the square root of 2, we have the right answer. Or, if we're coming from the hypotenuse backwards, you multiply going this way and divide when we bring it out. Divide when we bring it out. Because the leg is the hypotenuse divided by the square root of 2. Okay? Let's look at an example. If they told you that it was a 45, 45, 90, and that the hypotenuse was indeed 4 units long, we, without using the trig function, should be able to just back it out. Multiply going this way, divide coming this way. So, if we divide it out, that would be the hypotenuse divided by the square root of 2. Good. Now, we have to remember, in math, we don't like radicals. We don't like the square root sign in the denominator, so we do rationalize it. Well, this is just another name for 1. Square root of 2 over the square root of 2 is another name for 1. We multiply this out. 4 root 2, square root of 2 times the square root of 2. That's the square root of 4. Square root of 4 is 2. Good. We can reduce 4 over 2 to 2 radical 2. 2 radical 2. And our x value, because it's an isosceles triangle, is the same. 2 radical 2. The last of our special right triangles, the 30, 60, 90 triangle. A little bit more difficult than the 45, 45, 90. But in the 30, 60, 90, the short leg, in this case we'll call it 1 unit, the hypotenuse is double, twice as big. The other leg is the square root of 3 times longer. And if you remember, Pythagoras said 1 squared plus the square root of 3 squared is equal to 2 squared, and it works. 1 plus 3 is equal to 4. Now on our cheat sheet, again, just like here, they put x's in there. If this is x units long, the hypotenuse is 2 times the x, and this would be the square root of 3 times x. Let's take this special right triangle and these rules and look at an example. 30, 60, 90, and they're saying that the long leg is indeed 3 times the square root of 3. Well, when we go this direction, we multiply. So if we want to come backwards, undo the multiplication, divide it out. Good. X is going to be equal to 3 radical 3 divided by radical 3. Well, we know how to simplify that. Radical 3 over radical 3 is just another name for 1, so 3. So our short leg is indeed 3 units long. If we look this way, from the short leg to the hypotenuse is always double. So if we go that direction, we just multiply by 2. So 3 times 2, because we double it, gives us 6. The idea of the special right triangle. I hope you saw how fast we did these. We didn't have to use trig, and we actually didn't even need to take a calculator out. So try to remember these. You're given a cheat sheet, so you won't even have to memorize it. You're going to be able to see it, use it, plug in the values, and either multiply your way through or undo it by dividing it out. Well, we did it. 20 lessons in 20 days. We're done with our review for the EOC exam at the end of the month. The test is going to be over 3 days, 3 class periods. Take your time. Use a highlighter, colored pencils. You're going to have your tools, your calculators. Make sure you know what they're asking, and you can be successful on this EOC. Good luck.